Okay, so welcome to our information meeting um, for the Superhuman. I'm so excited about this container, as I've said again and again and again, because this has been something that's been coming for years. And it's been like I've been feeling it coming, and I've been wanting to create this, and I've tried a couple of times to write things down, and it just wasn't time. It really is being received to pass on. It's just channeling right through, and the time is now, and that's super clear. It I will say, with this information meeting, all of my notes are on my phone, and just before hopping on, I dropped my phone in water and it won't charge. So I'm going to give you as many details by memory as I can, and then we'll put exact dates and schedules and whatnot out by next week. But okay. I can share with you the gist of this, and of course answer any questions that have come up. However, it will be 6 months. And that seems like a long time, and it is. And the intention behind that is, this is a true practice. It's a true apprenticeship. Sometimes we go into these things and they're weekend, or it's a few weeks. And the truth is, you already have the information. That's why it's easy to transfer in a weekend. However, for you to integrate and actually feel confident enough to make a difference in your own life, we need a longer container. Mm-hmm. And I'm not interested in just passing on more things for us to talk about and share ideas with other people. My intention is for you to actually live this and practice this in your way, and find your way, and cultivate and deepen your medicine. And in order for us to do that, there has to be a longer container. So I'm going to show up as best as I can. A lot of the information you might know already, or it'll be just another perspective. And I really, really encourage you to practice and stick with it. And that's going to be in your commitment to yourself. And of course, we're going to talk about so many different things, so many different topics, but it really is this mix of personal development and spiritual healing, or energetic healing, which is why I'm calling it superhuman, because it's just being human. These talents or abilities are innate to all of us. Some of us have forgotten, some of us are out of practice, and some of us just don't apply it. Maybe we have a healing practice in other capacities, but we don't necessarily apply it to every single moment. So there will be lots of time for self-awareness, self-reflection, meditation, mantra, affirmation, as well as really tuning into subtle energies to deepen that awareness within yourself, moving through conflict, moving through, just speaking up for yourself, using your voice. So what we term shadow work, really seeing ourselves in a different light, and still how to remove entities, how to do long distance house clearings, how to really tune into other people's energetic fields in an integral way, and have some ethics behind how we practice, which I think isn't talked about enough when we are sharing all of these different modalities, which is, if we're calling it out, it's just energetic manipulation. And we can really kind of think about it that way and realize how much impact we can have with that word manipulation. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. This is sometimes what we're being asked to do by others, and what we need to do for ourselves. If we're in a dense energy, we want to manipulate that so that we can feel lighter, we can get clearer. It doesn't have to be bad, but we can talk about it in a more ethical way and be aware of really what we're doing to others, to ourselves, to our space of the world that we're on. since this is an energetic based course that is meant to be 100% practical, it's really recognizing our energetic bodies and how, again, like if we were looking at every single thing, animate and inanimate, as energy, like where does it end and where does it begin? Like it's just a constant fluent energy flow. And so by really developing and really attuning our self-awareness, this is really what it's all about, is self-awareness on multiple levels, on multiple dimensions even. And again, we would go through all of these terms because while there's different viewpoints and different terms shared across different like theologies and philosophies and spiritual healing in this context, it'll be helpful for us to all have a shared context, a shared language. And then of course you can use whatever you want to be able to receive the information. But I really want to make this as accessible and digestible as possible. So again, it's not just a concept that we can talk about entities or curses or, like all the like past lives. This is something that we're working through with and really dispel any fear or intimidation around, because there's no need for that. I know in the shamanic world, it's based on imagination, and it's like a huge tool and it's wonderful. However, there's so much fear that's associated, and so a lot of that is going to be hopefully dispelled in this course and make it like it's really dare I say easy to be superhuman. That's just who we are. We just need to remember that and get back to that, because what I do in my practice, in my one-on-one work, what I do to manifest things in my life, what I do in ceremony, what I'm seeing in ceremony, what I'm seeing might be unique to me, but what I'm doing, we all have the capability of. And doesn't mean we all need to be doing that, but this is really, again, hopefully getting you back into the seat of your power, of your medicine, so you know what to and where to put your energy into, and how to develop certain abilities and relationships and allyships with the different energies around us, so that there's no more need to compare, compete, or anything. We all are doing our own personal work, trusting that it's being done as needed and staying in our own lane. That to me is really like the way of the future, the new earth, if you will, is we all have gifts, we all have abilities, and it's time to just step fully into that without thinking about stepping on people's toes, or not feeling able to get a little bit of spotlight, or whatever beliefs or morphed ideas we've picked up along the way. So that's kind of the vision that I've had for this, is again this idea of just kind of waking everybody up back online, not in the sense that we see on social media of like, are you woke? Not about that. I think anybody who's here already has a level of consciousness and awareness. It's really just like waking up the cellular structure, the DNA within us that might still be inactive. And for us to fully come online, I mean, I don't fully know exactly what that entails, but as I said, a lot of this is coming directly through as a channel. So regardless of what we're talking about, there's a frequency exchange that happens when we sit together, and that happens whether you're watching live or catching a recording. Just by saying yes, you in your sovereignty, in your energetic body, have opened up to receive something. And so we'll continue to, again, explain that, develop that, and open that. So there's just this beautiful frequency energetic exchange. The activations that come through are for you. Doesn't mean that everyone's going to receive the same thing. It means it's a unique program in that it's energetic. It's energetic. A lot of the stuff. So in terms of content, I think we've already gone over the fact that it's going to be this fusion of personal development with spiritual, energetic healing and concepts. And the reason is because I don't think there's any difference. I think the more self-aware you are, which we call personal development, the more aware you are of your energetic influence, and then the healing that's going to come from that. And it's going to, over the 6 months, I personally have done enough online courses as well as just see the natural seasons. There's a natural ebb and flow. We can't expect that, we're all gung-ho week 1 and we're going to be just as gung-ho, week 30. So we're going to break it up into 7-week chunks or semesters. And so when we start off, of course, we're going to start off strong. There's going to be 2 live like lessons, if you will, a week. And then within that 7 weeks, again, I don't have my full schedule to share with you, but I can do that by the end of the month. It's going to peter down. So it'll start off with 2, then it'll end with 1, and then we'll start, and then December, it's going to be December. We're going to have time for family. We're also going to want to integrate, because I don't want to just speak at you and share all of these things without time to actually practice and integrate and digest. So it kind of works out perfectly. We start in October. By the end of December, we're having integration time. We're back on track in January when there's that natural, natural want at the start of the new calendar year. There's that want to get back into something. That energy is there collectively, and we're going to use that to our advantage. So we'll get back in it. And then by March, again, we'll start to peter down, but then we move back into the last month, which we'll be able to get together again. So there will be a schedule in terms of teaching. We're going to go over Facebook. So if you don't have a Facebook account, I recommend that you get one. And this is just to receive the be in the chat room and also have access to all of the calls. That way it's really easy that way. And at least this time around, we'll do it this way. So we'll go live Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays will be the lesson, and it's going to be through the day. And again, the timing I'll share with you when I put out the schedule next week. And Tuesdays will be our lesson. And then Thursdays are going to be a deepening / Q&A. So anything that we might have missed from the Tuesday that needs to be shared, or any questions around what was shared after having a couple of days just to sit with it. And we're going to be fluid with this. If we need an extra day for space, then perhaps we'll do the Q&A on Friday. But regardless, the intention is Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're going to work as a group, as a collective, to see really what is flowing, what's best. The other element of this container is we're going to have optional morning Zoom gatherings. This is not going to be a teaching. It's going to be for your own personal accountability at 5:30 in the morning as a time to practice.
Okay.
Yeah, as a time to practice. So again, and that is going to be, again, optional, up to you. And we're going to talk about that before we get into it. We'll start off that first week of that 7-week chunk, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then it'll go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then again, we'll see the progression. I think during December, I had it on the schedule as going down to once a week. This is, again, just an accountability for yourself. You can have your practice, and we're going to go into developing our personal practice and what that looks like, and changing our personal practice so that we can stay present with what our personal needs are, and as we move through the course. And we'll go through the importance of times and whatnot. But you can always have your personal practice in the afternoon. However, for those, I know morning is a tougher time to have a personal practice. So if you do want to create that habit, we are going to meet just to click on, and then you do your own thing. So we're all together doing our own thing. It's not guided. It can be a meditation, or it can be, again, a number of the different things that I'm going to be sharing. And just as a way to connect. Some of us that are coming on this call, we don't live with anybody. We live on our own. And sometimes it's just nice to, again, have that anchor for the day. So that's going to be also an element. Then there's also going to be a group healing twice within the 6 months. There's going to be an online group healing. And that, is pretty self-explanatory. That will be happening in the evening on one night. And just as a way to kind of help to integrate and also get more of an example too about how I work. So you'll be seeing everything that I'm sharing. Let me have another one. So you'll be seeing kind of everything that I'm sharing, and then to have those 2 online group healings, you'll probably be able to understand a little bit more maybe what I'm doing, or just be able to see things from a different perspective. And of course, there are, hi, Julie. Of course, there are different practices that can be had throughout. We will also, so this is, we have our regular teachings. We're going to have our morning accountability. We'll have 2 online group healings. And then we're also going to have once a month a psychic development meetup, basically. So I will explain these concepts. I will explain all of these through our teachings. And it's, again, not going to be necessarily guided. It's just going to be a space where you can come on Zoom with me, and I'm going to put you into break rooms. And I don't know if you've used that function on Zoom, but basically you go into a private Zoom with someone random from our group, and you practice just these psychic development. So we're going to do that once a month. And that can hone your skills. Of course, you can do this with your friends and family, and I'll go through all of that in the course. And this will just be extra practice. And that is all so far that's come with it. There will be an optional, this will be an addition, but at the end of it all, we'll probably have some sort of retreat, because it'll be so fun to see each other in person and gather and practice more and do whatever we want to do, just party. But yes, so that's all about kind of the content, the schedule, and the format. Does anybody have any questions right off the bat? No? Okay. So then I'm going to move into the affiliate program, because, again, I'm so excited about this. I love this element of it. And I'm going to think of a really cool name for next year, especially if it comes through this time. I'll share it, but I don't know. We'll call it affiliate program for right now. But I really recognize that a lot of you that are coming on and joining this program are leaders in your community, doctors, practitioners, energy healers, or you want to be a leader and I really want to support this. This is not for me to just speak at you and then I know everything. The whole point is for you to really find this within yourself and be able to share it and articulate and do it in your own way with your own unique voice and medicine. So if you're feeling like you would like to bring somebody else into this course, it's resonating with you and you have a group that you wanted to share it with, I am offering the $222 coupon code that you can offer to them so that they get a discount, but also then you receive $222 for every person that signs up so that you're able to even cover your own costs for the program, if not more. And I think that's a really important part for me, because oftentimes with this reciprocity and with this energetic exchange, so many things are done, we have pure hearts and the goodness of our hearts, but it's a part of what I like to do. And part of what my mission is here is to kind of bridge that material and spiritual world. And I think we don't have to tell ourselves we can't have money just because we have a good heart and because we want to do good things. And because, like I'm saying, you already have this in you. I'm going to help remind you or show you different ways to access it, but it's already yours. So there's sometimes that stigma around money. And I really wanted to compensate you so you can start to see that by speaking about, these energetic principles or courses or whatever, that you can still be compensated. And also for some of you, you have this drive to be a leader, but yet you don't have your own course yet, or you don't know exactly how to start. And again, wanted to offer you a way to start making money in a leadership, some sort of leadership role by onboarding somebody that's taking a lead on something, and not have to put the pressure on yourself that you have to be the one to do it all. Like this is the community. This is how we get to push things out. So if you are interested in doing that, then again, you can reach out to me for your own unique coupon code. We'll do it this way this year. In subsequent years, I'm sure there might be like a small admin fee, just because if everybody wants different codes, then it just takes a little bit more time. But this year we're starting out. So just let me know what you want your coupon code name to be, and then I can create your own individual one, and then I'll give you a payout at the end. And so I'll encourage you with this, if this is something that you're interested in, to then talk to your people, check in with them. The way we're going to have our Facebook chat, you can go right on the group Facebook chat and ask questions, engage other people, see. And this is how it gets to be more integrated for everybody when we're more engaged. So it's not just for me, it's for you to actually receive and start to think about the information more, to have it in your vocabulary, in your mind, and engaging with others around it is going to be just such a key way for you to then articulate it to others, your concepts and whatnot. With this also, I'll be offering I can't remember the term for it right now, but basically like a plug and play, like a format for you to have your own course. So whatever it is that you want to share with the world, I'm going to make a format that you just need to input your information and your teachings, your ideas, and then it's already done for you. So I just really wanted to make it like once this is shared, once this course is done, I intend to do it once a year. You can come back and join, at no extra cost every single year to do it again, revisit. I do this with some of my trainings. It's really, there's always deeper layers to go, always deeper layers to integrate. And sometimes we have this fetish for different, new all the time, but really the medicine is honing in on the simple and what's already there, and refining and continuing and continuing. And that's what deepens that, like that feeling of mastery for ourselves. Our confidence is to constantly practice, which is why we're going to have our morning practices, and why it's going to be 6 months. And yeah, so I love that. I love this whole affiliate program, finishing name to be determined, and want to encourage more kind of circles out there too. So as this program comes out, then you can go and take it and do your own things with it. And yes, does anybody have any questions around that?
Yeah. I may have know people who would like. So what do? I just communicate with you on Messenger, or?
Yeah, we can reach out, and then you can see if they're interested. And again, I also understand, like, to put an affiliate program and you haven't even done it yourself, but it's really for them to build the resonance too. And then I think next year, once you already have gone through the course, then you'll have more idea around what it is, and you'll know if it feels good to share it or not. So this is all just kind of preemptive, because so many of you signed up based on intuition without knowing any details. Yeah. And I love that. And I trust that. And I want to send that ripple out of, like, can we get back to trusting ourselves beyond what we think we're going to get in a rational way? Think I'm going to get this, so it's worth this. It's always worth it when it's an intuitive yes. It's always worth it. And so I just had so much fun with that that launch, if you will. And it wasn't even a launch. I was sitting outside and just had that message from Spirit, like, the time is now. And I went right on Instagram and, like, I don't have any details yet. I don't even know. I didn't know. I thought maybe it'd be a 3-week program. I had no idea it was going to be 6 months. So I really feel everybody's energy kind of weaving into this, and we can create more. So whatever you're feeling, like, if you're feeling to reach out to them, 100%, see if they're interested, and we can talk. Yeah. So any other questions? We begin October 16th, yeah, the Monday. So even though our like lessons are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays, you'll get an email the week before of just kind of, Monday is going to just be like a welcome. It's going to be a welcome, kind of like get to know each other, and we'll keep it super simple. That'll probably be a Zoom. And again, the rest will just be Facebook Lives. So you'll be able to see, you'll be able to ask questions in the comments, but it's just easier to keep everything together that way. And again, for some of you that don't have Facebook, I encourage just creating like some sort of alias or something, just because that's the format that it's going to be in for this time. And then the everything will be recorded, and I can post it to YouTube and kind of have a whatchamacallit, like a link to access. But for now, it's going to be super easy to have it all together there. Okay, so Annie had a question.
Yes,
yeah,
I do. How long will the course last?
Like
the night, is it a half an hour, 2 hours?
This is a good question. Very, very good question. I anticipate it'll be about an hour. So, but again, week to week, it might be a little bit different. But it's more about whatever transmission wants to come through. And it also depends on the topic. There are certain topics that don't require as much conversation. There's more, it's very practical, it's very simple. And, it might be frustrating because sometimes a lot of these things that we're like, okay, we're getting into the juicy, we're going to be talking about entities and going through extractions, and it can be a lot simpler than we think. So I don't like to give too much weight to things like that, but we're going to be covering a lot. So at this point, it's hard for me to say based on who's there and what's going to come through. Yeah. And Julie?
Hi, so I missed the beginning. Sorry, I didn't. Anyway, lost track of time. So I missed, it sounds like it's going to be the classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What time?
I'm going to share the schedule next week, the final schedule. It'll be through the day, probably morning or like early afternoon. And again, everything will be recorded. And so if you can't make the exact time, then you'll have that. And Tuesdays are going to be like the live lesson, and Thursdays are going to be like a deepening on that lesson / Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you say would be kind of a ballpark for the overall time commitment per week? If you had to guess.
Yeah, so like I was just saying, the lessons themselves are going to be 30 minutes to an hour on those 2 days. I'd imagine the deepening and the Q&A would probably be less. And what you like, how much effort and time you put into it, it's really up to you. And this isn't like if you put more into it, you're going to get better. It's incorporating it into your lifestyle. This is not meant to be a study for 6 months and then we never look at this again. This is, how do I pick up on these different practices, these different principles, and slowly incorporate them into my life in a way that works for me? Because that's the whole intention of developing a deeper self-awareness. So this becomes a way of life. And it's not changing your way of life, it's changing your perception of your life and how you move through life, which again, the intention is to create more spaciousness, more ease, and more room. So again, I'll send you the recording so you can see the first half, and you'll see a little bit more of the offerings, and that will be involved. But everything is there for you to work on and at in your time. What's digestible for you, what's meant for you. If it's too much for you, then it's not for you, So you pick it up and then you can revisit it again and again and again when we have more space. And sometimes it's like, I have a little bit of space and this was enough. And we need that to integrate. And some people have tons of space. So it's just really meeting you where you're at. Yeah. And Satya and Aaron, did you guys have your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted, she asked the question already, but I was a bit distracted. So there will be live, but the lives on Facebook, it's something that you do live, but we're not with you. We're there energetically, but not physically with you.
Well, you
right?
can come. So it'll be a schedule. So you'll know, say, for example, if it's Tuesday at 10 a.m., you can hop on Facebook and you can watch and be there with me live, and you can ask questions right in the moment, or you can have, be engaging or responding or whatever right in the moment, so that we are there together. And if you can't make it at 10, then you just go back whenever you log on, and it's going to be already there for you. There's no like upload time,
So that's good for my friend who I'm thinking of. If she works full time, she can just catch up. It would work for her to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said, like this, it's not necessary that we're on live. The only time that's going to benefit you is if you do the mornings, obviously the morning rituals, and that's for your own accountability. And then when we do have the psychic development workshops, obviously you can't really do that from afar. Although, I will share a way that you can. So that's not entirely true. So yeah, even that, even the psychic development practice, we can do from like outside of time. So we can, yeah. So, and I'll, as I said, I'll share that practice, but it'll just be different. It'll be different than having someone there to go back and forth with. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else? Any other questions? No.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, I think that's everything. I had put it on my social media to see if there were any questions that I could respond to. And of course, I have no access to my phone. So we're just going to trust that all answers were given. And if there's anything else, then I'll send out another email. Again, thank you for being patient. Because I have no access to my phone, I will write out the schedule and send that in an email at the end of the month. I think that's next week, at the end of the month. So,
But we are meeting.
well, I'm so excited about this, this course, this container, this deep, it's like a little container of practice to really give to ourselves the attention that we need to really get clear, to really hone those fine-tuning skills of our own intuition. And that's what I love. We'll be able to move through it each differently because our intuition is telling us what we need, not what I expect of you. There's no expectation. There's no expectation. Yeah. And this is to be shared, and we can share this with our partners and our kids and our, the more we can be in our self-trust, in our knowing, the more we offer others space to do the same, even without teaching. So thank you. Thank you for joining. And
Thanks, Kristina.
thank you. Oh, Satya, you have one more? Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the next step is you are sending us an email.
I'll send you an email with this schedule. Yeah. And you'll have all of the information and be able to join the group. And I will say Hanu is going to be helping also, answer questions and whatnot too. So he'll be there in the group as well. And you'll hear from him too.
Just a little question. Did you put your phone in the rice? Because it really works. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.